What is up, Killerkev, and today back with a brand new episode of 5 new console mods to hit the Bethesda on our website this week. This is going to be episode 575 within my series. But without further ado, guys, let's just jump straight into the video. Odium, Sword of Magbal. This one is coming in at 11.7 megabytes of a download, and this is a port from the nexusmods.com. This mod adds 2 brand new variants of this particular sword, inspired from the world of Skyrim and recreated their own versions. The 2 versions are going to be a one-handed version and a two-handed version for you guys to pick up. Very easy and accessible to grab as well. All going to be located within the ebony section to do with the forge, and models, meshes and textures are going to look great. You can obviously upgrade these on the grindstone for practically nothing too. Danahi Snowmen follower. This is a standalone head with this particular one, but I do believe it is going to be using the versions or variants that you will have for the other overhauls to do with body and etc. This one is 18.5 megabytes of a download. The location of this particular follower is going to be the Dead Man's Drink in Falkreath. It's going to be a combat ranger, a young eager male voice, and as well it's going to be including some beautiful perks such as muffle movement, light foot, power shot, quick shot, bullseye, critical shot, ranger, master conjuration and destruction. So not only on the fly of using an absolute beast wielding bowman, you also have in conjunction a absolute devastating master of the destruction arts with conjuration too, such as the Frost Atronach, Icy Spear, Wall of Frost and Ice Storm will be included within that section, and weapons are going to be his own unique Bow of Winter, a gift from the Winter, a paralysing frost damage bow, marriageable, yes, and essential too. This is a very interesting mod. We have covered this mod or there's other mods too. I do believe it was sort of like a dark Daedric vampire follower, but this one is also incredibly well made and designed too. IA92's No Spell Charge, coming in at 84.4 kilobytes of a download. Charging the spells within the game can be a little bit tricky, especially when you're going to those master perks to do with either destruction or something along the lines of that. It takes a little bit of time and a little bit frustrating within combat. This eliminates the cut time or cast time, shall I say, with using those particular spells. Now you can pick up a few master spells. They are going to be located within the set location on screen now, completely free, but the majority of us probably would have learnt these, but if not, they are there for you to enjoy. But as you can tell, the sort of cast time to do with these master spells in quotations is practically nothing, and obviously you got to remember too that these particular master spells are going to be having a lot of damage output too. So if you want to be an absolute OP mage and want to feel like an actual master to do with some of those spells, aka cutting that cast time, this mod is definitely going to pick up and fulfill that need for your magic needs. Believable weapons, coming in at 19.5 megabytes of a download. If you're looking for an alternative to a vanilla structure, aka an overhaul of the weapons to be very lore friendly, this mod is definitely going to fulfill that need. This mod changes the shape of 85 of the original battle axes, great swords, maces and swords, even war axes and war hammers, and obviously to make a slightly slimmer, cleaner, well polished style to do within the game. These are going to be a no in-game stat change, so it's pretty much going to be exactly the same. All it is changing is the visuals. No texture change. The reshape of the models uses the original textures or a retexture playset that you have currently installed if you do have one of those. No effect on the file saves too, so you can pretty much uninstall and install whenever you like, which is absolutely great, and no preference to do with the load order. And there's going to be a no effect on performance. It pretty much runs silky smooth as soon as I plugged it in, threw it just at the bottom of my load order, fired up the game, and it worked absolutely finesse. If you want a full rundown of everything, the battle axe, great swords, mace, swords and war axes and war hammers that are included within this pack, it gives you a full rundown for every weapon to do with their own category. KShirodos for males, this is going to be the 512 textured version. Now there is a 1000 textured version out there, which basically means you get an additional pretty much 1000 hairstyles to do with the male haircuts within the game, but for this one we have gone for the 512, which is going to be a 213.3 megabytes of a download for men and elves. Do not worry, everyone is going to be included within this particular one, but the resolutions are going to be 512. Pretty much, as you can tell, there's a bunch of variety to do with this, and it's absolutely squashed within there. I would hesitate that this is very high for a hair mod, a very high download size, but this is going to be the better of the two. I mean, if you're absolutely loving hair, grab this, but if you absolutely adore hair and just basically that is your main thing, maybe you're rocking with that helmet and you want an alternative to look somewhat sharp, a little bit more polished, and a different version to do with those basic and horrible presets to do with vanilla, this one is going to fulfill your need. Coming in at 512 of them, you pretty much are going to have an endless possibility on how your character looks. So guys, that's the end of this particular episode. This has been episode 575 within my series. Guys, if you did enjoy it, I'd very much appreciate a like on the video. It does help me out an awful lot. If you're new around here too, why not consider clicking that little subscribe button. There are many more mods to come on this channel, as they've always been uploaded to the site, and they always do need to be covered. But guys, until the next one, this has been Killerkev here, and Killerkev out.